Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Dads Speak, a show where real dads share their stories about being present in their child's lives with the goal of raising responsible adults. I'm your host, Sarah McClure, and my guest today is Dennis Reed II. Dennis is a writer, director, producer, and entrepreneur. He owns 1919 Distribution Company, DR2 Production, which is a 40,000 square foot production studio, and he has over 30 films, 21 of which were the number one films on Tubi. Today is my first time meeting Dennis, and he's the nephew of my coworker, Kevin Reed, who spoke very highly of him and said Dennis would be a great guest. Kevin is proud of his nephew's accomplishments in the film industry, but he said he's also a dedicated dad. So Dennis has made it known that his son's request and his faith in God helped him to turn his life around from being in the streets to becoming a successful film producer. Today, I'm going to talk to Dennis about his success in the film industry and being a dedicated dad. So, welcome, Dennis. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. I know you're busy. I'm trying to make it fast, but you got
I'm not that busy.
okay. You have. I mean, you're an inspiration to me, and I know a lot of other people that want to start their own business. And by you owning it and being your own bank to say, making our own decisions. That helps me a lot. Okay, so I want to start off with reading some statistics that I read about the film industry from the internet. So first of all, they said there's over 2,500 films produced each year around the world, and less than 1,000 of them are released. As of May the 14th of this year, about 2 months ago, there were 500 movies released in the United States and Canada from 2023, which is an increase of from the 456 that were made in 2022.
Mhm.
So before COVID in 1990 and 2019, it was almost 800 films made, and now it's a little less than half. So the box office revenue in the U.S. and Canada, it more than tripled in 2020 and 2022 when it reached almost $7.4 billion pre-pandemic, and the annual revenue for that pre-pandemic was $11.3 billion. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for you guys to do what you want to do.
That's not my money, so I don't.
I understand, but that's a lot of money. So, because of the pandemic, the question came up was, will the moviegoers return to the theater? Because they went from 11.3 to, was it $7 billion?
Yeah.
So, and saying a 2022 survey conducted among the Generation Z guys, age 13 to 24 olds, said the quality of the service at the theater will determine if they go back or not. So they want to know um, if the seats are comfortable and if the service is good, and that way they'll determine whether they'll go back into the theater.
I
But
don't think.
you,
I don't
huh,
think that. I don't think that's true.
no,
No.
okay. What do you think?
I
That'll
think
make them go back to the theaters.
dope movies.
Okay.
There's got to be some dope stuff for them to want to go. Like if people don't really want to be in the house,
Hmm.
but they do want to be comfortable.
Right.
Right? So I think if they really wanted, the movie theaters to be packed, you got to have some good movies that make people want to go see. Like they want to go see Bad Boys.
Right. I went.
So right, and you know, you just got to be some stuff that people want to see. Everything is not meant for the theater. Like
Uh-huh.
back in the day, you had to go to a theater. You
Right.
could while they play. They didn't have as many streaming networks that they have right now, right? So now they have so many streaming networks. It's like yo, you could put it here, you could put it there. You ain't have nowhere other than ABC, NBC,
Right.
CBS, Fox, and then you had your Comcast stuff. But
Right.
it's only 24 hours in a day
Mm-hmm.
program. But now with streaming,
Right.
it's just so dope. But if it's a good movie and if it's a movie worth watching, they going to see it.
I believe that too. Yep. Yep. Now you're an independent filmmaker, so are you interested in releasing your movies in the theaters anytime soon?
I don't. I wouldn't do a theatrical release unless I had like a theatrical release budget.
Okay.
So I just don't believe in wasting money. I know that if I put it on a streaming network like a Peacock or a Tubi or something like that, I know I'm gonna make my money
Okay.
because I'm not like an artist like that. I don't want to be like one of the people like, yo, I just want my movies in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a premiere and I'll see it on a big screen, but then I'm okay with it being shown in your house while you're in bed sleeping. That's
I
how.
got you. Mm-hmm. Um, Before you became a distributor, how did you find your audience?
I came from the book and play world.
Okay.
So I was writing books from like I started writing books I think in '05, and then from '05 to like '07 I was like really in the books, and then I started doing plays, and I think I did my first play in like 2010 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it had probably like 2000, like 2009. And the ups and downs of plays, and it was like, yo, I'm about to just jump into this movie thing, and it just it's just like a blessing. You know what I mean? It's just that it just seemed like one thing about people, they rather watch a movie than read a book. So then now with my movies, it's more like I want to I make movies that are so real, but you can see yourself in them.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be able to relate to my movies. I That's like one of my biggest things. I want it to be something that you be like, yo, I can see that happening, or that's how I would have handled it, or that's how somebody else know would have handled it. So I just try to get real life on the screen now, and I guess that's how I built my audience by giving them that.
Okay. All right. So when you're writing your scripts, is there a routine that you follow?
The routine is just basically giving you fire in the beginning, middle, and end. Like I do everything I can to keep you off your seat. I don't want you to get too comfortable. You know, um, and then I give you just a dope ending. You know, and I think it's just really just my team. My team is so amazing. Like from the actors to the people that help me film it to my editor to the people that does my sound. It's like we just give it to you for you could really have a good experience when you're watching our movies.
Yep, I did. Do you need motivation to write? Do you have to be in a room and, no?
No, like with me, I write better in chaos. So I like when I'm writing in my office, I get sleepy. You know,
Mhm,
and I love my office. It's cool, but I think the office is for business. I could go to Panera Bread. That's where I go a lot. I'll go on Panera Bread and throw on my headset, and it just be dope just to see people walking in and walking out. But I'm in my own little world, you know.
okay. All right. So the video streaming industry is valued at $544 billion. So it's about 50 times that of the box office revenue. Um, so they said the subscriptions online video streaming worldwide was like 1.8 billion people. And the top six most streaming services ranked by subscriber count is like Netflix. They have almost 300 million people subscribed. Amazon Prime, 200 million. Disney, 150 plus. Max, 99 million. Paramount, 71. Hulu, 50. But you chose Tubi.
Yeah, and Tubi had more viewership than all of those last,
Yeah.
the exception of I think it was one person that beat them, and it was like more than Netflix, Disney, all of them. It was just one person beat them. And I think it was YouTube that didn't beat them.
Okay, because it says, well, Tubi is free, it's ad supported, it's over the top streaming, meaning you can watch it on several different devices and anywhere and stuff. Uh, it has 80 million monthly active users as of May of this year, and the revenue for them for last year was $700 million, and they have over 200,000 movies. So is all of that tells me that's a good reason to be with them.
I don't know if that's a good reason to be with them. I think wherever my stuff is, people's gonna find it and love it. Um, I, I never really care about that. Like the numbers. As long as they got viewers that's gonna watch my stuff, and
Okay.
they got ads that's gonna watch my stuff, I'm happy.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know.
because Tubi's audience is supposed to be young and diverse. 54% of them are female. 42% are multicultural. They have a household income over 100 grand, and they're showing a 50% growth with people aged 18 to 34.
Right.
So that's a lot of money to share around the world. And they're not just in the United States and Canada. I saw they in Australia, Mexico, and all over the world.
Well,
So
it's like, but they're not all over the world. Like they're not in Africa. So like that's like one of
right,
the things. That's one of the reasons why I would do a Netflix if I take the Netflix deal because they are in Africa.
they
Um,
okay.
Tubi's not there. I'm pretty sure they working to get there. But that Bollywood, that Bollywood population of people that's watching those movies
Mhm.
is kind of heavy. And I think a lot of the advertisers forget how big of a country and continent that Africa is.
Uh,
How much money is there.
yeah.
So I mean, they're gonna get there. I'm pretty sure though.
Okay. What are some of the things that you contribute to your success so far? I know you said your team.
God number one, my team number two, and the with all and not. I don't ever want anybody to think that they're better than me. I don't want nobody to think they're close as good as me. So I'm always fighting with my inner self to just do it better than I did the other day.
Okay.
And you know, like I tell people all the time, they be like, "Yeah, somebody seen my movie and they said it was good." I was like, "Okay, cool. You believe them?" And they be like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So if they didn't like it, do you think they'll tell you?" Because most of the time, when somebody don't like your movie, they don't tell you. They just don't watch your next movie.
Right.
So the people that I love, the people that I care about, okay, you like my movie, dope. Tell me what was wrong with it because I got to get better.
Okay.
And I'm at a point right now that I look at stuff. I'm like, oh, I got to do this better, and now that's where I'm at now. Like I look at my movies and I think they're amazing, but then I look at something else. I'm like, my movies ain't what I think. I need to do this now, and that's where I'm at. I'm always constantly growing. That's all I want to do is grow, 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 grow.
Okay.
Because the goal is to be a billionaire, not a millionaire. We've done that already. We've done that a few times already. So
Okay.
now it's time to do a billion. Like I want to know how it tastes. I'm over being a millionaire.
Okay. All right. You had your movies out, I think, at the perfect time, right before COVID.
No,
When everybody started, huh?
no. Everybody think that when COVID happened, that was a great time to have movies.
It wasn't.
No, because we didn't make any money. So this what happens. So like a subscription based like Tubi, and then the difference between like a Netflix. So Netflix, they give you a licensing deal. The license deal, they may say, here go 10 million, here go 5 million, here go a million, and this is how long they're gonna watch it, right? But with Tubi, it's an ad based platform. So if they don't have any ads to sell,
Right.
or if they
That's why
sell
it's like,
or if they selling ads for really, really cheap. So at that time when COVID was happening, they were selling ads for nothing, right? So when they were selling the ads for nothing, you're watching my movie. So yes, I had way more viewers watching my movies at that time, and I made way less money. So like an
wow.
ECPM is the estimate cost of per something that I'm getting paid. So normally the ECPMs probably be about between $5 and $8. At that time, the ECPMs was like $2 or $1,
Whoa.
right? So
Yeah, that's not good.
it's not, but I mean, it's a blessing. Few people that didn't know my name probably discovered me a little bit, you
Hmm.
know, but you know, it, we figure it out. God made sure that we was able to survive.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that people are forced to be at home. They're not working, and Tubi is free, so they probably watch that as opposed to getting a subscription to Netflix, Amazon Prime, or all of that. That's money that they could use on groceries or whatever. They're not working
ten
if they're
dollars
not.
$10 is not gonna make you go get no more groceries, and you're gonna go get like they can still have Netflix. I just look at stuff like real life, right? So
Yes.
at that moment, it's funny because when just like you said, you was like, I know that you did really good during COVID.
Right.
You should have saw my face when I seen my check because I thought the same
Oh,
thing. I was like, yeah,
really?
yeah. So I mean, at that moment, I was like, I wish I was on Netflix. At that moment, at that moment, I said that, but that's the only time I ever really said it.
So why didn't you do Netflix or the deals, the turnover for you, the money that they give out is not as good as Tubi's money, or
It's good. It's just as better. It might be even more. Everybody can't get on Netflix. I
oh,
like everybody think that why you not on Netflix? Like it doesn't work like that. It's like you gotta have the right material for that. And my material is right now. Like when I was doing stuff like First Lady, I thought the First Lady was really, really good.
I do too.
I
I
thought that
enjoyed it.
there, but I mean, and it could have been. I seen some trash on Netflix, right? But that wasn't my market at the time. It's a little bit starting to be my market now,
Okay.
But I'm just not one of them people that just chase over the name. I chase after making as much money as I can for this team.
Right.
So right now Tubi is the bag. If Tubi is not the bag next month, we go somewhere else. You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
our
Yeah.
loyalty is DR2 in 1919.
Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering if you had entered some of your films like in Cannes or Sundance film festivals, but then I was reading up on it and they want a certification and
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
you can send your movies to them.
right.
I went to Sundance for the first time this year and had
Okay.
a ball. I enjoyed it. It was dope,
And
but I'm about money, so it was like I'm not about to submit my movie to somebody for they distribute my movie because that's what they really want to do. You go in there to get distribution deals. I am a distributor, you know.
right.
So I own 1919 distribution. I owned Homestead distribution, so I'm a distributor. So I'm already there. I'm the person that go there to get movies. I'm the person that they want to talk to. I am him, right? So it's like I just that's kind of reason why I started in 1919 and left um, Homestead because I wanted to be more instrumental into the business side of my movies. I know how to make the movies, but now I want to know how to sell the movie. I want to know who I had to talk to get the movies on all the platforms that we needed it to be on. So that's what happened.
Okay. All right. Now, you've made several movies. Couple of years, you made two in a row. What was it? In 2022, you released four films. Um,
No, I didn't.
no, I'm
No.
reading and it says
In 2022, I released 16 films.
16 films.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
no, no,
my stats,
my bad. 2022.
my
Yeah.
stats are old because I got this off the internet, which is not always correct.
So 2022 we did 14 films. Last year we did 16.
Yeah, job. Wow. Wow. So I'm just wondering what was a big part of you pushing out several films a year?
I have a team that I gotta feed.
Okay.
So it's like we have to always be working. So we have an assembly line here. So my thing is we could do 16 movies if if 10 movies break even,
Hmm.
we're happy.
Okay.
Right? And then if 6 movies go crazy, we ecstatic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's like my motto. It just so happened that God always makes sure that like I think that one year in 22 out
Mhm.
of the 14 movies we did that year, I think 2 flopped, meaning that it didn't make it budget. and then like you know like 8 of them went crazy, and then like 6 7 made it budget back. I mean 4 of them made it the budget back. So we had a very good year that year. Then last year the year wasn't as good because we did 16 movies, but I was only able to get 4 movies out. Well, I got a series out and then 3 movies out, and then the 3 movies came out in December. So that's really going into 25 for us. Yeah, I
Wow.
mean 24 for us because that was last year. So yeah, you know.
Do you have a range for your budget, or it just depends on which type of script you've written? Is there a certain range that you got to stick within when you're
I try
doing
to
your?
I try to stay between 100 and 150. Um, Next year we're gonna go up, but with the series we do like a series for 300,000.
Okay.
So
When
we're gonna go up after this year.
when you get your artists, do you make them under contract? Say, okay, I want you to be in 5 of my movies for 3 years, or do you do anything like that? Or
No, I don't do that. I don't want to be married to anybody.
okay,
But I have my favorites.
okay,
I have China, who has become one of the dopest producer writers of our time. She's really becoming really a female me.
okay.
I'm really happy for her. Then we got Lee Master Spratler, who's he's my little brother basically.
Mhm.
He's doing the same thing. He's writing and producing too.
Okay,
We have Velda, we have Robin, we have, those are just the actors that we have that are really dope. We have a guy named Dewan Ford who I think is kind of dope because, you know, he is one of them people that he's a businessman. I don't call him an actor. I don't call him a producer. I call him a businessman. Like he made business decisions. Like he literally will be he's friends with everybody because it's business for him.
okay,
So but he's a damn good actor. You know, he's getting into it. His producing bag is really good. So yeah, I have some people that I really love around here.
okay. All right. So, what are your expectations for your films when you release them? Is it money, awards, honors,
I never
recognition?
awards can't buy you houses, so it's always it's money and but not just money because that would be a lie. It's more just making the best movies. Like I'm really really big on making the best movies.
Mhm.
I don't ever want anybody to think they're as good as me. I don't want anybody to have that idea that they're going to even get close to that. And I put a lot of pressure on myself to make great movies. That's so I'm artsy when it comes to wanting the movies to be great, but I'm really about the bank, because I'm not submitting to Sundance unless I'm just putting it there just for people to watch it. But I don't care about awards. I mean, if I get an Oscar, dope. That would be amazing. I won't say I won't be happy. I might even cry. Right? But
That's
if I never got an Oscar, I won't give up.
catch. All right. So, because of you, a lot of people are employed and their careers are in the film industry have taken off. Was it always your goal to launch the careers of unknown actors, or were you trying to get big name celebrities when you first started?
I never cared about celebrities, but we know we need them sometimes. Um, when I did True Law, my first movie was just about Lee, Lee and Velda and Fruit just getting their name out there. And then when I did I Declare War, it was just about, Lee, Velda, China, and the other people that was in True Law. I mean, I Declare War. But I noticed that I wasn't making the money that I wanted to make. So when I did First Lady, I knew I wanted hoops. She
Okay.
was from Detroit or from Michigan, and Jim Jones is from New York. That's where I'm originally from. So I was like, yo, I always had this thing like, I always thought Jim Jones was just dope. I'm like, yo, Jim is dope. So You get gym, you get hoops, you put them together, and then you make some stuff, and people are watching because they like gym and they like hoops, and it was happened to be a good movie. So then people start liking me a
Yeah.
little.
The creator. They start liking the creator. Okay. Are are all of your local actors, most of them, the majority of them, are they locals?
The majority,
Okay. All
the
right.
majority. I have a
Have
lot
you?
of people moving here now. Think since in the last year, I have about a good 8 or 9 people that just moved here because they want to work with me.
All right. So have you made connection with big screen Hollywood stars?
I mean, I got right now, I did the stuff with Jennifer Williams. She's like basketball wise, but she's still
Mhm.
family. I did Juju. She was from Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
I did Cortez, who's on the Shy right now, who's killing.
Mhm. Okay.
You I had the guy Chris Flanagan. He was we found him. He was on He Said She Said, and then he ended up being an Insecure by Lisa Way because everybody watches our stuff. They don't like to say they watched it, but we know.
Yeah. Okay. Um, have you ever ran out of money
How do you run out of money? Like
in your production? Like if you budgeted for 150 and you're like, dang,
I got,
not have you ever I should say not ran out, have you ever went over your budget, a
I,
planned budget?
I, went-
That's what I should.
I went over it before, but I serve a God that don't let me run out.
I like that. All right. So when did you realize that you had made it in the film industry?
I haven't.
You don't think, well, what what will it take for you to say that you've made it in the film industry?
I don't think I would ever think I made it. I got something to prove every movie I do. So I mean, I don't think I ever will be satisfied. I'll let y'all say I'm y'all. I'll let y'all say I made it when I'm dead.
Okay. Okay. Do you consider yourself as talented a businessman as you are a writer, producer, and director?
Um, I'm sorry. I'm the only one at the office. One more time. What did you say?
I said, do you consider yourself as talented a businessman as you are a writer, producer, and director?
I'm better at writing. I'm good at directing. I'm all right at producing, and I have a great knack for hiring the right people to do my business.
Okay. All right. So when you look at where you are now, is it where you expected to be at this point?
I thought I would be dead at this age, so I didn't know.
What?
Yeah, cause like you know, growing up, I just never seen me past 25. Then I didn't see me past 30, and then when I got 30, I'm like, now I don't see me not living. I see me here for a very long time. But for a long time, I never even thought I would be doing anything. I never wanted to write movies. I never wanted to be anything. I wanted to be a street person, And it's like, and the reason why was because I never seen nobody that did this before.
Right.
I didn't know a director. I didn't know a writer that made money. I just knew a person that said they wanted to be a rapper and they was right around the corner from me.
Right.
I didn't know doctors. I didn't know lawyers unless I went to the hospital, unless I was hiring one to fight a case for me. So
Right.
that's part of the problem in our community. It's like, you know, it's funny because when you talk about being a father, you know, when you when you don't know how to be a father because you never had a father, then you have to understand, well, you just be the father that you wish you had. But even being that, the conversations that you have is still sometimes not the right conversations for a 15-year-old boy.
Mhm.
Like I remember I had a my oldest son. So I have two sons and I raised another one, my youngest son brother. And I remember like we at the gym. It's like 5:30 in the morning. We at the gym before they go to school and getting up shots. And the baby who's Cameron, he was like about 4 or 5, and he was making shots. And then the high schooler at the time, Marcel, he was making shots. But then my personal oldest son, and then he's the middle boy, he wasn't making shit. And I'm like, you acting like a little bitch. And when I did that, if I had a different way of parenting, I
Right.
probably wouldn't have did that, right? So
Right.
like literally he went when his mother, that was the day that his mother was supposed to pick him up from school. So first thing he get in the car and say, my dad called me a bitch and I'm such a failure. And
Oh.
then he didn't want to play basketball no more. Then his mom was like, you can't come get him. I'm taking you to court. Like it was like a whole blow up. And I'm super upset about it. I'm super pissed about it. But now at 48, I'm starting to understand a lot more about how to parent.
Hmm.
Like they don't give you a handbook. Well, they do, but we don't use it because the Bible is really a handbook,
Right. True. The Bible here.
right? But and it depends on which part of the Bible you read, right? But um, it's like the way that I the way that I parent now and the way I parented just even 2 years ago, or even the way I parented a month ago.
Hmm.
I'm just learning that everything don't have to be a hammer trying to kill a fly.
Mm. Wow.
So you know sometimes you got to give tough love and cut them off. Sometimes you got to tough love and not speak to them. But always be there for them.
Right.
It's just everything is learning. you know.
Yeah.
So at this age, that I think I would be here? Nah, I'm blessed to be here. I know God loved me. That's why He allowing me to be here. I know that if I'm not doing nothing else, I think that He know I'm trying. So
Yeah.
I think as long as you're trying, you're okay. trying
I
to
believe it. I believe. I feel it. Yeah.
trying to be better, trying to be good, trying to,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I try at is just trying to be better. I
Hmm.
always tell people we don't try around here, but I am trying to be better.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get back to the film. Your brand is over 20 years old. What was your motivation to become the entrepreneur that you are today?
Get out the streets.
Okay.
I just didn't want to be in the streets no more. Like that, the, the streets are the hardest place to be, and it's like if you think business is hard, okay, but streets are a little bit harder, and I'd rather be doing this. So that's my motivation.
Okay. So in one of your interviews I saw on the I think it was YouTube, it said you said that God wants you to help others and make them better.
Mm.
Does making them better include like cross training them, and how will you do it? So like you said, Lee, he's producing, he's an actor, but he's producing. Did you
Right
take
into
him under your wing? And is that how you are making people better? You're taking them up under your wing? Are you getting people to come in and train them? Or how you?
So over here at DR2, the rule is if you're here,
Mhm.
you're part of the family. Because everybody's not part of our family. You have to make a movie,
Okay.
and that's just the bottom line. And I'm here to help you make a movie. You know, how do you make how do you? What's the difference between a billionaire and a millionaire?
Um, about 100 something thousand dollars, or 999, whatever the other money. Yeah.
No,
What is it?
the difference between a billionaire and a millionaire. The billionaire make millionaires.
Oh, okay.
Millionaires normally are really good at making themselves money.
Oh,
So if you know any billionaire, you know anyone, I guarantee you he probably made at least 10 millionaires.
I don't know him personally, but I'm pretty sure Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, what's the guy from Tesla,
Elon Musk.
and
So just
Jeff. Yeah.
so Jeff Bezos, Michael
Yes.
Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, they have
Yes.
all made at least 10 millionaires. At least,
Yeah.
right? That's the difference.
Okay. And that's why you're going to be a billionaire. Gotcha. 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 All right. So, do any of your children want to follow in your footsteps?
So my son Justin right now, he's in movies. He got a new movie about to drop called Friend the Foe. It comes out in August. My daughter, who is more the business person, she has a logistics company that does very well. Then my other son, he's on his way to college. He was in prep school last year. He has a hoop dream, but like I tell him, it's a dream if you're not trying to make it a reality. Reality comes with work,
Right.
you know, and a lot of times people don't understand that.
Okay. So, your son, so are you going to try to be a movie producer with him like Mario Van Peebles and Carl Reiner, do it with your son together? Or you just
I,
let him go out on his own first?
no, I will work with him. I mean, I work with other people, so I would definitely work with my son. You
Okay.
know, like he brought me some stuff that I didn't like before. I'm like, yo, you know, that's not even what we do. And he like, but this is what I do.
Okay.
Well, that's the kind of stuff he do. Like, I know it make money, so you can either. It's funny because I always talk about um, kids that are really, really, really affluent and kids that are really, really, really in the hood. So the kids that are really, really in the hood, they don't have a problem with really, really listening to their parents to get all the knowledge. The kids that got a little bit of that come from the suburbs, they think they know it all, you know, and it like I have all the kids that's from the hood. They always want to be around me and they want to know all the sauce. And then I tell my son the sauce, and he be like, "Yeah, whatever." Uh, so no, it's like what the fuck, you know.
But you recognize that though.
But because it's all learning, like you know, in the Bible, I don't remember what it was, but I just know that one of the person in the Bible, his son wanted to just outdo him. That's all he wanted to do, you know, and I understand it more and more, you know.
Hmm.
I understand
Hmm. So, do you watch your films with your families and friends?
I watch them at the premiere sometimes. I really be over it by the time it come out because I've already seen it like 50 times.
Right, right.
From the editing to the final
Hmm.
draft. Um, but I get a kick out of, you know, being able to use all my family members' names in the movies and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I get a kick out of my sisters being kind of mad because I haven't used their name, and then when I finally use their name, they be happy about that.
You do that intentionally, though, right?
No, I don't. You know,
Really?
it just that's just the card.
Oh, okay.
Like I'll be writing and she called, like, oh, I'm gonna put her name in the movie. You know,
Okay. Oh,
it's funny. Like I think everybody that work at Panera, I've used all their names because they got their own name tag. I'm like, oh Kim, oh Felicia, oh
oh, okay. That's different. That's different.
yeah.
So, what are some of the things that took you by surprise when you began making films that were quite different when you owned a restaurant or a bar?
One more time.
What are some of the things that took you by surprise when you were making films that, it was quite different from when you were the business owner of a club or, a bar, a restaurant? Were there things that just you like, man, it wasn't like this?
I hated working at the bar.
Okay.
I hate it. Like bar cool, but I don't like people. So it's like you know,
Wait,
it's
you don't like people,
no.
but you hire actors all the time, and you have a
'Cause,
team.
you know, it's funny because like, 'cause, like, you know, it's funny because like, I think everybody that work at Panera, I've used all their names and the movies. You know, like, I be writing and she called, like, oh, I'm gonna put her name in the movie. You know, it's funny because like I'd rather be at dinner with my 10 closest friends than be in the bar,
Okay.
right? So like one of my friends called me and the other day like, "Yo, meet me at your bar," and I get up there and he has another friend of ours, and it was like 7 or 8 of us, and we all own bars. So we have this one friend, and he's loud, he's obnoxious, and he's getting on my freaking nerves. And they know I never come out. And when I got in my car, I said, "I see why I never come out." But being
But just him, you like the rest of them, but it's just him.
the conversations are different. It's like up here at DR2, we all on the same goal. We all have the same kind of dreams,
Mhm.
right? It's like I told my sister this. So I say, "Yo, what's the difference between working at the hospital and working at the plant?" And she like, "The money. You make more money at the plant if you a nurse. I mean, or if you make more money at the plant unless you are like a high up nurse or a doctor or whatever." And I'm like, the difference between working at the hospital though, you hearing different conversations. You're hearing the kind of conversations that they talking about finances, they talking about trips, they talking about how to make more money. At the plant, they talking about who's sleeping with who doing this, who doing that. So you benefit better from working over here, even though that you're not making the same money, because you find out that you're going to make more money from the connections that you make at the hospital than you're going to make at the plant. You know,
Yeah.
and that's how I felt on Saturday.
Oh,
I felt like I was somewhere that, yeah, we all do the same thing. We all own the bar. But my conversations up here are way different. So you have to be around intelligent people because intelligent people are making just as much money, but they not working as hard,
right. Okay.
you know? So that's why I'd rather, you know, not
Yeah.
go.
Hang out to dinner with your friends as the work at your bar. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. What's the best advice you received about making films?
I haven't because I'm normally the one that's giving the advice. No, that's a lie. Somebody told me to make sure that I always do a Bible, and pre-production is very important.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, do you plan to add a subscription service to your movies in the future?
That's what net. That's what. So that's what the networks do. So like, Tubi is an ad based, and Netflix is a S vibe. So S vibe means subscription based,
Hmm.
right? I don't own them, so that's not what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you couldn't formulate another. I mean, I guess you
I could
like
put
your.
I could put it on Vimeo and say, "Hey, y'all, watch it for $5." But I don't know. That's not what I
Oh,
don't know. I might do it just because you said, "Have I thought about it?"
okay. All right. What advice would you give to a young person who wants to get into the film industry?
If you're doing it for money, don't.
Okay.
If you're doing it because you want to be creative and you want to do something that you love and you want to probably change your life for the best, do it. But understand that every single thing that you love is going to hurt you. So
Mm,
making movies will hurt you. You're gonna have days that you wish you never wrote a movie. You're gonna have days that you never wish that you produced a movie. You're gonna have days that you wish you never stepped foot on a set. Just like you have days that you don't like your parents. Just like you have days that you don't like your children or your friends or your sisters. Because everything that you love will hurt you. So if you really love it, you're gonna try to make it better. So it's
right.
okay to do it. It's great to do it because you won't get another joy. This is the most. I've never been at peace like I'm here.
Mm,
I've been hurt here. I've cried here. I've said I'm never coming to this Emma place here. I've done. helped me find, right?
And
But
you came back the next day or the next hour, huh?
and never want to leave.
Wow. That's
You know,
beautiful.
it's like this is my home away from home. My family come here, my grandkids come here. It's like this is just the place where I find the most peace.
Wow. That's beautiful. Yeah. So, do you enjoy meeting and working with the unknown talented actors more than the established actors?
Um, I don't know. I the people I love, I just love. It'd be some new actors that be total jerks, and it'd be some established actors that be the best people in the world. You
Okay.
know, so it just depends on the person, man.
Mhm. Okay. Is there a celebrity, actor, director, producer, or writer that you want to work with?
I would love to work with like
Who?
Denzel Washington.
Oh, okay.
I would love to work with Angela Bassett. I would love to work with. Um, I would love to work with them too. Like them two are like just from what you hear about them, they seem just to be great people.
Okay.
My list of who I don't want to work with would probably be even longer, but I would never share it.
Oh, okay. How many films have you produced in 1 year?
The most
Yes, the most.
16.
Okay. All right. Uh, do you take vacations?
Um, so when we went to the ABFF, I guess you could call that a vacation, even though I took my staff. And then when we went to Sundance, I guess you could call that a vacation, even though I took my staff. I don't feel right when I'm not working.
Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. We're going to take a quick break because I still got to ask you about your dad stuff. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back in 20 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
My name is Sean Williams, and I am the founder and president of the Dad Gang Incorporated. The Dad Gang is a support group for Black fathers, and we are on a mission to change the way the world views Black dads.
I do agree there's a misconception about Black parents.
Welcome back, everybody. I've been talking with writer, director, producer Dennis Reed II about his success in the film industry. And now we're going to talk about his success as a dedicated dad. So, where were you born and raised?
I was born in New York, raised in Detroit,
Okay. What high school did you attend?
Henry Ford,
And what did you want to be when you were growing up?
a drug dealer.
Why?
Because I didn't see doctors or lawyers in my neighborhood. I seen police officers and drug dealers had way more money.
Okay. All right. What did your parents do for a living?
My mom, she actually owned a restaurant with her guy. My dad, he did construction, so he had like a concrete company. So that's what they did.
And you didn't want to get into either one of those?
Um, I got into both.
Oh,
I own restaurants and I did the concrete with my dad.
all right. So you have siblings. How many do you have?
My mom and dad had 5 kids together, 2 boys and 3 girls. My brother got killed on his birthday in 2000, but my dad had 2 more daughters. So currently, I have 5 sisters and like 3 stepsisters and 1 stepbrother, 2 stepbrothers.
You guys are close?
I'm close with my 3 sisters that with my mom and my dad.
Okay. All right. What was the response of your friends, your close friends, and your family when you told them you were going to write a book?
I didn't tell them.
You didn't. Okay. Then when you did you tell them you're going to produce plays and then make movies?
No,
How
I
did
just
they find out? I mean,
just like you did.
wow. Okay. So, in your film, the first lady, Wilson tells him that he wants to be just like him, a drug dealer, and Will tells him, "No, you need to get your degree." Um, was that just something that you wished you would have heard from your dad,
I did.
or
I didn't never ask my dad or my mom what I wanted to be.
okay,
Like we never had that conversation. I always tell people if you are in the streets and your son or daughter is in the street, you are a complete failure as an individual. You know what comes with being in the streets. So if you want your kid to have that life, you're a horrible person.
okay, all right. Uh, what was your first job after you got out of high school?
I worked at the post office for the summer. They didn't want me to come back because I was a terrible worker. I've never had a job for more than 20 days. um,
Can
I,
you tell me why? Are, you just always want to be in charge of your own?
I, I, so I just everybody that I would work for was stupid as stupid. It
Wait
was
a minute. You must have been one of those affluent kids that knew everything. You
no.
must have.
I grew up in the hood, bro. Like
So,
I grew up on Asbury Park and 8 Mile. I
so
did not.
how is everybody else stupid? And you only 17, 18 years old, but are they adults and you say they stupid?
You gotta think. Like, what do you do for a living?
I'm a scheduler, an employee scheduler, and I do timekeeping right now.
So that's what you do, right?
Right.
And you schedule stuff pretty well, right?
Absolutely.
I could guarantee you this. Is somebody that you scheduling for like, why do she got me coming all the way over here when I should be over there and then over there and over there, right? You may not believe that happened, but that's what happens, right?
Yes.
That's how I felt. Like,
Okay.
why you want me, like, really? Like, you want me to do this when this is the right way to do it, and everybody here telling you it's the right way to do it. So, like, the employees at Henry F. Ford Motor Company, they know how to get stuff done faster,
Right.
right? But they gonna be jerks and go slow because that's how they get paid. They act like they don't. They like it take them a long time to do stuff. That's why they got all these robots coming to work everybody's job now. By the way, right? But if you listen to your employees, something that Starbucks does, because I'm reading this book right now called The Power of Habits.
Mm-hmm.
What Starbucks do is they literally let their employees fix the problem. So they ask you, like you have like a McDonald's handbook, and it says if a disgruntled customer come in, I want you to handle it by A, B, C, D,
Mm-hmm.
right? At
Right.
Starbucks, it says if a disgruntled if a disgruntled customer come in, I want you to handle it like, and it's a blank page because they want them to tell them how they can handle it,
Wow, that's nice.
right?
That
So
works.
it exactly.
Yeah, that
Right?
works.
So, and the reason why it works because when they write down everything that they want to say and it doesn't make sense, y'all
Mhm.
are now having the conversation. Because the
Right.
only thing a person really want to do is feel like they are part of a system that works and they made the system better. Right, so
Right.
that's how we do at DR2. At DR2, we literally do that. We literally say, "Okay, so how would you handle this? How can we make this way of making movies better?"
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then
Right.
if we don't agree, guess what? That's cool. But
Mhm.
now we talking about it because some of your ideas are the right things,
Right.
right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
some of my ideas are wrong, right?
But you're
So
willing to listen, talk about it too. So yeah.
yeah, so the places that I worked for the small time that I worked there, you know, imagine if the States Post Office said, we're going to just say, forget the mail carrying system except for packages, and we're going to make an email that everybody could use.
Okay.
AOL, Gmail, Yahoo. nobody would have been able to corner that market because guess what? The U.S. Post Office said the bet they already had it, so they could have had email and everything and been getting all this money for all the ads and all that, right?
Mhm.
And then they would have being able to do the packaging and all that. But guess what? They didn't listen to one of their smart employees,
Wow.
and I don't know which one was a smart employee, but I know they had one that said it.
Mm. Wow. Wow. So you didn't last more than 20 days at a job. So when did you start thinking about having a family?
I had my first son at 23,
Okay. All right. And how many children do you have?
3, but I raised 4.
Okay. How old were they when you started making your films?
So my first film was made in 2012, so that is 12 years ago.
Okay.
So Justin would have been 13, Jasmine would have been 11, and Cameron would have been 7.
Okay. All right. So were you able to attend their school events and all that when
Every
when you started?
single one. I
'Cause
don't miss doctor appointments. I don't miss events. I don't miss anything when it comes to them.
I like that. And is that how it was for your mom? She'd take off from work and
No,
eh, did you play sports or
I
do
played
any?
basketball. I played volleyball. And I ran cross country, and
And for your meets and your games, was
I
your dad or your mom able to
I
come?
think my dad, throughout my high school career in basketball, probably came to maybe 3 games. No volleyball games, no cross country meets. I think my mom came to 1 volleyball game.
Mhm.
That's it.
And this is why you make sure you go to your kids because the way it felt not having somebody there, or
Well, I never even told them. Like I was the oldest of 5. My parents weren't together, so my mom had to raise 5 kids by herself, and I never wanted to give her the pressures of having to do anything.
right.
I just it just wasn't my thing. Like I didn't go to prom in a tuxedo. I wore a suit that we had at the house. I didn't take to your pictures because she couldn't afford it. So thank God by the time my youngest sister had got older and with she was able to afford it because that's when she had the restaurant with Bill. But yeah, it was all just learning, man. Like I just I didn't miss an event because I just love my kids so much. Like my daughter events, I miss all of them because me and her mom wasn't together. But the
Oh,
boys, they live with me, so I was at all that stuff. But once Jazz moved in with me, I didn't miss anything. And when she went back to her mom, she really didn't do sports or nothing. Um, but Jazz is I always tell people, I just wrote it yesterday on my Instagram because yesterday was 2 days ago. 2 days ago, that 8th was her birthday,
okay.
and I think the biggest failure ever in my life is the way I treated her from being 4 years old to probably 10.
And that
Like,
was because you didn't get along with her mom.
well, that's when I got shot up. So when I got shot in '05, she was 4. And that's when I cut her family off, you know? And I ask myself all the time, I'd be like, if the same scenario would have happened with Justin or Cameron family, would I have cut the boys off?
Mm.
And I don't know, right? And I cut her off because of her family. And that's something that I think I will it will haunt me until the day I die because I don't care about the situation. I don't care about child support. I don't care about you and the mom not getting along. I don't care about you don't like whatever. Your kid just should never suffer because of your dumbass problems. You know, and you have every reason in the world not to be a good father. Every reason in the world, you have it, right? You could make up every reason in the world. I think the doper you are is when you make up the reasons to be a good father.
I like that.
And that's where I failed at when it comes to being a parent. So when I tell people, it'd be like, yo, well, I got to pay child support. So think like this, right? Men, if you want to be able to pay cheaper child support, here's the secret. It's a secret. And they don't want to tell you the secret. But the better dad that you are, the more you have your kids overnight, the less your child support will be. Because the
Right.
only thing the judge care about is overnights. So instead of just saying I want to be a weekend father, why don't you try to be a 3-4 or a 4-3 father, meaning that you get your kids for 3 nights or get your kids for 4 nights
Right.
and do what fathers are supposed to do. Or you could do like my mom told me to do and have all your kids by one woman, marry that woman, and try to be a great father to them. Know
The
that you're
simple way, huh?
the simple way and know that it's going to be problems.
Right.
Understand that it's going to be problems. Work out the problems. You know, don't tell your family about your problems. Don't put people in your business.
Right. Right.
And if you do that, life may be a little bit easier. I wrote and he said, she said, I said, um, the two the the main character, Sequoia, her mom and dad had a relationship. They was married for 30 years at this point, and the father cheated on the mom. So the daughter just got cheated on by her boyfriend, and she asked her mom. She's like, "Yo, mom, why? You know, why do men do this?" And she said, "Well, baby, women do it too. The reason
Absolutely.
the reason why I was able to stay married to your father because I had a guy on the side, and you better not ever tell him that."
Wow.
But the thing is, I was always respectful with it, and me being with the other guy helped me stay with your father. And it sounds crazy, but I got that from somebody that was older than me that told me that kind of story.
Mm-hmm.
So it the best relationships are the
Mm-hmm.
ones that do good in the dark and not in the light, meaning they're very, very respectful in the dark. So they may have their indiscretions, they may have their fights, but some shape, form, or fashion, they find a way to forgive and love. So
Yeah. Wow. So, how do you show your children love?
I tell them
Okay.
all the time, and I'm
Okay.
there all the time. You know, with the boys it's kind of hard because when they're struggling you want to give them and you can't do that with boys because they become the word that I called my son before and I'm not supposed to say it. um with my daughter, she is so amazing and she found a guy that loves her more than me.
Wow.
And I always tell people, like, your dad, for a woman, your dad is the only person that loves you just because. That's the only man in your life that's gonna love you just because is your dad. Cause
Mhm.
he ain't trying to sleep with you. He don't want
Right.
money. Only thing he want is just to love you and for you to be happy. If you
That's
ever
it.
want that, right?
Yeah.
Your husband, he love you because first your sex probably good, you probably look good, you probably bring something to the table. But with her husband, I swear he is one person that I'm so impressed with him, how he treats her. I'm so impressed with how he treat my granddaughter, you know. And I watched them grow. I watched them go through their stuff. And like his birthday is July 7th, her July 8th. So it's like funny because when they don't tell me their problems,
Good. Excellent.
and you could just tell how much he loved her.
Wow.
Because even when they having their bad days, nobody sees it.
Wow.
You
That's
know,
that's that's beautiful.
but me as a father, I just understand. Like I could look at her and say when she's not happy,
Right. Right. Yeah.
but
Because you know her. You
But,
know her.
but every time she seen to come in the house or come in the studio or come wherever I'm at, and she would muster up a smile because she like, I don't want you to say nothing to him because I love him.
There you go. Right.
And I know that if if one of us had to drop off a ledge and she got both of us, I know she would let my hand go, and I would be perfectly okay with that, you
Wow.
know. And that's why I'm so impressed with him.
Mm. Wow. That's beautiful. Wow. All right, we've come to this last part. I call it this or that. I stole it off of the griot with the what's his name? Mark Lamar Hill, I think it is. So I'll give you two things or two people to compare, and you let me know which one you would choose over the other. So number one, Spike Lee or Tyler Perry?
Both. I can't pick.
Both.
They're icon.
Okay. Eddie Murphy or Robert Townsend?
Oh, Eddie Murphy.
Okay. Little Caesars Arena or Joe Louis Arena?
Little Caesars.
Okay. Writing or producing?
Writing.
Okay. Movies or plays?
Movies.
Ryan Coogler or Antoine Fuqua?
I don't even know them like that, so I don't care.
Okay. Scarface or The Godfather?
Godfather.
Okay.
My fa-
Denzel, I'm sorry,
my favorite movie.
is The Godfather?
Yes. I've
Okay.
watched it probably at least 150 times.
Okay. You do love it. Denzel or Samuel Jackson?
Denzel.
Angela Bassett or Viola Davis?
Oh my God. Two, two icons, man.
Yes.
And I'm not saying Samuel Jackson's not an icon, by the
I
way.
got you. I got you.
I always wanted to, I'm going to say Angela.
Okay. All
But I
right.
still love Miss Davis, though.
Okay. All right. Um, uh, Martin Luther King or Malcolm X?
Malcolm X, for one reason,
What's that?
you've seen his failures and him growing.
And the last one, he said, she said, or First Lady?
He said, she said.
All right. All right. Well, you have something coming up in September, an award show coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about that before we leave?
Well,
Or
I partnered with, I partnered with a great, like one of the dopest producers out of Detroit. He literally puts together some dope events. A guy named Dave Bishop did
Mhm.
the Detroit People Choice Awards, the Detroit Choice Awards.
Okay.
And I think he's phenomenal. But he wanted to really bring the independent film game and give them some awards, the best actors and the best actresses and writers and producers. And I just said I'll put up with it and I'll help you. So it's really his event. I got
Okay.
a premiere coming for last date July 27th, and I got Friend of Foe August 15th or 13th or something. You know, we just launched 1919, so we about to put some really great movies out into the world.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. And they can find more information on your Instagram.
Yes,
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate your time. I love your work.
thank you.
Uh, and the wisdom you shared, I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. So, everybody, don't forget to look at Tubi and look for Mr. Dennis Reed the second. All of his movies are there.
I really
Check.
appreciate you.
All right, I appreciate you too.
And
All right, so everybody, thank you for watching Real Dad Speak. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and comment if you want. We'll see you every other Tuesday on YouTube and Spotify. Thanks for joining us.
See you later.